morning. Welcome to McGee Toolbox talk. My name is George. I'm the assistant project manager, and we're going to talk about manual handling. Manual handling causes over a third of all workplace injuries. These include related musculoskeletal disorders such as pain in arms and legs and other repetitive strain injuries. The term manual handling covers a wide variety of activities including lifting, lowering, pushing, pulling, and carrying. If any of these tasks are not carried out appropriately, there is a risk of injury. Why is dealing with manual handling so important? Well, manual handling injuries can happen everywhere, in workplace, in home, so please be careful and try to incorporate this message into your everyday life. What do I have to do? Ask yourself how we can avoid manual handling injuries. Well, every task should be assessed. This can be carried out informally by the person carrying out the lift, or it can be a documented risk assessment for heavier or complex lifts. We must consider the hierarchy of controls. Elimination. Is the task crucial, or can we wait for an alternative method? Reduce. Can we lighten the load by swapping out materials? Isolate. Can we lift the items by way of mechanical handling instead? For example, a forklift lifting palletized rather than multiple manual lifts. Control. Ensure the lifts are assessed. Plans in place and methodology explained to all concerned. Ensure supervision is in place to maintain compliance with the methodology. PPE. Is there any PPE that will assist with the lift and it is available? This may include a lifting belt to support the body's core or simply toe caps to protect the feet from falling materials. Discipline. Where lifting techniques are recognized as incorrect, then supervision should advise on the correct technique. Please note, it is not always necessary to wait for a supervisor to raise this. If you see a colleague doing it wrong, tell him. We are all a team, and any constructive criticism or advice should be welcomed by all. There is an industry myth that 25 kilos should be the maximum lift. This is based on the weights chosen for bags of materials as industry standard. Cement bags coming in at 25 kilos. This can detract from the important methods. Assess your lift. Use the acronym TILE to assist you in remembering to evaluate the key components. TILE. T for task. Task. Can we swap the manual for mechanical? Can we change the process altogether to reduce the risk? Individual. Is the individual fit to take on the manual lift? Load. With manual handling, we often only consider the weight of an item. It is essential that we also consider the shape and center of balance with the load. This may affect the safe handling. For example, a large object that obscures the view of the lifter is not safe regardless of weight. A two-man lift with a side-on approach may be necessary here. Environment. This is a wide-open topic covering many aspects. Other works that may interface. Man-machine interface, as discussed last week. Quality of ground and potentially even temperature. To summarize, always consider your environment when assessing the task, as it is the key factor subject to change from task to task. A lot of people every year get injured from manual handling. please be careful and don't let it happen to you. Before we have a final word from Tobin, I would like to hand you over to Mr. John Dempsey.
Thank you, George. Good morning, lads. I hope everything's good. First of all, last week's safety issues have been highlighted and closed out. The points Zav pointed out this week are as follows. A pipeline connected to the settlement tank, that lead or pipe was trailing across the floor. All we did with that was put a little ramp, so that's closed out. Unsuitable storage of the razor deck, that is the yellow deck down at the security man. We've moved that into the basement. We'd no longer store stuff there in future. And a pat testing on a few items of kit on site. We've highlighted that to Sean in the yard who is addressing that. That is it, lads. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Cheers, George, for another cracking toolbox talk. Join us again next week when we'll be talking about working in this winter weather.